Welcome Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 1 of the Netflix animated original, Castlevania. I'm so glad this is animated. It works so incredibly well as animation, and I think that if this was live action, it would have sucked. Castlevania is based on the game series, and it mostly borrows from Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. That is a thing that I read online. I've never played the game myself. I only ever played Lords of Shadow, so I don't have a long history with this franchise. I was super excited for this one though. Video game movies tend to suck, but an animated TV show, now this has potential. So Castlevania tells the story of how the land of Wallachia came to be under siege by Dracula's army. This whole thing is just 4 episodes, about 25 minutes each, so we didn't get a lot of it, but they had a lot of ground to cover in very little time. Having said that, the entire first episode focuses on Dracula and the reasons for his actions, and it's glorious. It's really good. They could have very easily just told us, hey, Dracula is the bad guy and that's it, and this guy, Trevor Belmont, is going to fight him and that's our show. But they took the time to flesh out why Dracula does what he does, and it almost makes you sympathetic with him. Like, I get that he just had a demon dismember a baby, but I also get why he's so angry. But, you know, maybe cool it with the baby mutilation, Drax. So I loved the fact that it's not just clear-cut good and evil, you see how things became what they are, and you see the misinformed masses blame the wrong people for it, not unlike the way it sometimes goes down in real life. Trevor Belmont is the last son of the Belmont family. The Belmonts have historically fought demons and monsters. It was their job, until people started blaming them for everything that's happening. And the church had its own ideas about how to fight this demon horde, and everything went to shit, basically. I thought Trevor was a great character. He believes in what his family name stands for, but he's become disillusioned with this whole fight demons, save humanity thing, since humanity doesn't really seem to want to be saved. So he's often a very reluctant hero. He cares about doing the right thing, but it takes him a while before he could actually care about the people he's saving. That's a lot of character development for 25 minutes. This show does a really great job with its characters. The only issue I really had with it is that we needed more. We needed at least a couple more episodes to get to know them and, yes, see them kick more ass. Just kick all of the asses. The animation is awesome, the show looks amazing, and it is very much not for kids. Castlevania is super graphic, and there's a lot of cursing, but it never feels like they overdo it. It never feels like the show shows you something horrible, like baby mutilation, for example, or say fuck lots of times, just because they want you to think they're edgy or something. This is a grim, sad world, and the show captures that beautifully. The voice acting is also surprisingly great. I don't know why I was so surprised. I mean, I guess it was because I'm used to shows that look like this to be originally voice acted in Japanese, and then they have versions in English that are dangerously half-assed. Doesn't seem to be the case here. As far as things I didn't like, there isn't much, honestly. Mainly the fact that we only got 4 episodes. This was great, and I want more of it. I mean, there's one episode where they spend a lot of time on one scene where Trevor is talking to this group called the Speakers, and pretty much the whole episode is just them in a room talking. But it's actually important stuff for the story and for Trevor's character. I do hope we get to see more of Dracula as a character. The first episode was by far my favorite. I love the whole thing, but how they explain that Dracula, this creature who is so ancient he just doesn't care anymore, he fell in love with this woman and the church killed her while she was just trying to help people, but the church labeled her a witch and burned her at the stake. How this whole thing drives Dracula over the edge, and the fact that he knows that this is not what she would have wanted, but he's just so filled with grief and anger and hate that he takes it out on all mankind. The church feels more like the bad guy here, and even at the face of all of this horror, the bishop still fails to see why burning Dracula's wife was wrong. The emotional impact of all of this is just so well done here. But, you know, still, dismembering babies is a pretty decisively bad guy thing. So, bottom line, should you watch it? Absolutely. If you're into animated shows, the whole medieval setting, or if any of this sounds cool to you, watch this with your face because you're probably gonna love it and wish there was more of it. I'm so used to video game adaptations sucking, I guess that's why I was so surprised at how much fun this was. And it's just a couple of hours to watch the whole thing, so yeah, go do it. What about you? Have you watched Castlevania? What were your thoughts about it? And were you a fan of the games? Put all of your thoughts in the comments down below, and also let me know what other game would you like to see get this treatment? I'd say Diablo. Diablo all the way. If you're going to be talking about spoilers, please use spoiler tags in your comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram or TV Time, or you can join our Discord server where we chat about TV and it's a really good time. All the links in the description down below. And if you're finding binge watchers for the first time, welcome. I'd like to invite you to join the binge watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. But in any case, keep binging, and I will see you next time.